doing my liberation notes, just kind of giving my thoughts on episode 1. I loved my liberation notes, Kdrama, and through just some research, I found out that it is written by the same Korean drama writer as My Ajashi, and you all might remember My Ajashi because IU, a really well-known K-pop idol actress, she was in My Ajashi. So, and now that I know that information, I kind of want to watch My Ajashi. It was a little bit dark for the first part of it, so I didn't ever finish My Ajashi, but I definitely am considering going to watch it again. So for my liberation notes, just a synopsis of this K-drama. There is a family of 3 siblings. There's 2 daughters and a son. So Mi-jung is pretty much the lead character, and she is more introverted, beautiful, but very introverted. Her older sister is Gi-jung. So Mi-jung is the younger sister, and Gi-jung is a little bit older. And then, of course, they have the brother, who's kind of like comic relief, but also he grows as a character through the entire 16 episodes. So, yeah, I think that with my liberation notes, you see a lot of character development, which I really enjoyed. Just so good. I just thought that this was such a well-written, well-acted Korean drama. Like, Song Sok-goo's character really blew up in this drama. And he did not speak for the first 4 episodes, which was crazy. Like, he did not talk at all, which I thought was really interesting. So, yeah. So, with the older sister, Gi-jung, you'll find that she talks without thinking. And I don't think she's necessarily a cruel person. She just has a lot of opinions, and they may be a little bit, I would say, not offensive in that they're so cruel and mean. They're just offensive in that given someone's situation, it probably, you shouldn't be speaking about it, especially like being a single parent, not wanting to date a single dad, like, and then of course she ends up dating and falling in love with a single dad, the one who was sitting next to her, where she was super embarrassed. So yeah. And Chang-hee is the brother, played by Lee Min-gi, and I thought all the actors were just so good in this Korean drama. They just were very subtle in their acting. It wasn't over the top. I just felt that it was really good. And they live out in Sangpo, which is in the rural area of Seoul, like outside of Seoul. So they have to like take however long of a train ride to get to Seoul, to get to their work. And all of the siblings, they don't have the most interesting jobs. They are office workers, but I mean, you know, they make a good living. They're honest citizens. And yeah, and yes, I want to go to Korea too, and it's opening up soon. So I hope that it gets better. I really hope it gets better in terms of just travel. So that's kind of my take on episode 1. You get an introduction to the siblings. You get to know the father and the mom. And the father is just super stoic, very quiet gentleman, and he doesn't really talk. So he's really good with Mr. Goo's character, which is played by Son Sok-gu, and he doesn't talk either. So I can't, like, they work well together because they're just silently working side by side, either in the farm fields or at this carpentry place. But to answer your question on this live stream, BTS was in the United States. They went and they did a I forget what it's called, but where they go out into the street and they just start dancing. So that was kind of fun. BTS, oh, I heard that they might be splitting up. And it could be because it was on TikTok, so I didn't get, I mean, it was kind of in passing in the background, so I wasn't really watching it, but I think they're taking a break, but I think maybe because some of them are going to go into the army, and it's, a required 2-year stint in the army, and they're all kind of getting up to that age. And I would guess that they would want to be doing military service, not at the peak of their popularity, because that's where they're making the most deals and money, but I don't think that they want to wait until it's too long where they're so old and having to report into like superiors that are much younger than them. But I don't know, I've never had to be in the military, thank goodness, because it's not mandatory in the United States. But yeah, I like BTS songs, the ones that I've heard on the radio, but I'm not that up to date on Korean pop songs, K-pop. I used to be, but they were like way back in the day, like old school K-pop, like Finkel, SES, Shinhwa, Solid. I think Solid is like one of the real OGs. Like this was back in the 90s, and they were really like they reminded me of Boys to Men. They had that same kind of the trio guy, and I loved all of the girl groups like Finkel and SES and Rula. Well, Rula was kind of like a mix of men and women, and just like everybody was amazing. And back in the day, Dongbang Shingi, DBSQ or something like that, they were huge. Like that group was big. I think that was the BTS back in the day. And then of course it evolved to Super Junior, and like now a lot of the Super Junior guys, they are acting. Like Choi Siwon is like a huge actor, and I think he's an ambassador for like a goodwill organization. Yeah, they're great. I think that they're old school. And I saw that Jinusean, which is kind of like a duo, like they do rapping and ballad and singing. So John and Sean, they just hit their 25-year anniversary. So I follow Sean on Instagram, and he just kind of like tweeted out their 25-year anniversary like Instagram photo. So that was interesting, because it's like, where does time go? Like, I don't know where time goes. But yeah, Shiny was really good. I actually downloaded a bunch of Shiny songs, so they were really good. I feel like Choi Min-ho, who also was in the K-drama Yumi Cells, which is back on Viki. Yumi Cells season 2 is now on Viki. So, or is it Lee Min-ho? No, Choi Min-ho. But he was in Shiny. And now he's also acting, and I think that he's done a great job. Like Yumi Cells was super cute, and he was also in kind of like a smaller character role. I forget which one, but he was a cop, and this model actress was really into him, and she wanted her first kiss to be with Choi Min-ho, and he was so oblivious, like he didn't know like this model girl was so into him. Wish I remembered that K-drama. So cute. I really like that K-drama. It was really good. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Jungkook is your bias. The one that I know more is V, because he was in the K-drama Hwarang with Park Seo-joon and Park Hyung-sik. Like he was in a pretty popular K-drama. It was like a bunch of guys. Taehyung, Yeah, Hwaran was really good. It was just cute. Like Kuara is the lead female. I don't know if I'm not as big of a fan of hers just because I just don't I'm I mean she's a great actress, but she's not my bias or she's not somebody that I prefer to watch. I actually like My Love from Another Star with oh, what's her name? She's so cute. And then she was also in the Lee Min Ho Under the Blue Sea or something like that. She's really good. And then she was also in Shiri, the recent K-drama. IU is really good. So she was in a 50 episode K-drama back many years ago actually. And she was in the K-drama with the guy who was in Hospital Playlist, the singer guy. Actually, they all sang, but that drama was really cute. Something like Shin something or other. She was so good in that K-drama where she was, I think she was adopted or she wasn't really with her mother, but then comes to find out her mother is a famous actress, and then IU's character becomes a really big actress. I like that K-drama. And then I was saying earlier, and I don't know if you were on, but she was in the K-drama My Ajishi, and that drama is the same Korean writer who wrote My Liberation Notes. So, My Liberation Notes, My Ajishi, I guess she likes she is possessive of her stuff. So, yeah. But I really liked My Liberation Notes. So, My Ajishi just seemed a lot darker, really dark actually, because IU's character, I only watched the first 2 episodes and I just stopped because I was like, the camera work was really dark, it was very gray, and I don't think I was in a good, happy place to continue watching something that was dreary. I personally like dramas that are happier, more upbeat, something a little bit more like either rom-coms or just straight comedy. But yeah, that's kind of my thinking. But I do like IU. I heard she has like a really amazing voice. And I also heard that there's something called the IU facial. And it's some type of injection that brightens the skin, which would be great. I think, in terms of not lightening, but brightening it, especially if you've got dark spots. Because like dark spots, after a while, they just show up. I mean, even if you use sunscreen religiously, I think that having, being able to treat your face is good. So, yeah. But I do like IU. There was another girl, Yui. So IU and Yui came out about the same time, and they were both Korean female singers, and then they both went into acting. And Yui, I hope I'm saying her name right, but Yui is, I think she does a lot more dramas consistently. Like IU kind of picks and chooses. She's coming out with a new one. I saw her in some commercials, but IU was also in Hotel de Luna. I haven't finished it because it seemed a little bit scary. Like there was a lot of creepiness to Hotel de Luna, so I didn't want to watch it. It was too scary for me. Couldn't do it. Could not watch it, but yeah. But I'm glad you were able to join me. I'm hopefully going to do a little bit more lives where I talk about a Korean drama episode, so that way I will try and upload it to my YouTube. I've been kind of I just haven't been uploading because, I gotta work, other stuff gets in the way, not in the way, but a lot of other activities kind of come first. And I also watch so many K-dramas. But I probably should split up the time. And then I've also, just sometimes have other little side projects. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I was really motivated and really trying to push out more content back a year or so ago. But yeah. I heard that there's going to be a season 2 of that one. Of course, Squid Games. Squid Games DP with, what's his name? Jung Hae-in is coming out with another episode or another season of DP, which is like military police trying to recapture deserters. And Sun Sok-gu from My Liberation Notes is going to be in that drama as well. So I'm like thrilled that that's happening. Because I never really was that like knowing, or he wasn't on the top of my mind of different Korean drama actors. Like I really like Lee Soo-hyuk. Lee Soo-hyuk is probably one of my favorite Korean actors, and mostly because of his voice. His voice is kind of like deep and kind of very sexy. And then he just is a very attractive man. And I really like Ji Chang-wook. Ji Chang-wook just does he's a great actor. I think I've watched almost all of his K-dramas. He's just so good. But yeah, so DP is coming out with season 2. All of Us Are Dead, that K-drama, and Squid Games. And then this might be controversial, but I watched all 3 seasons of Love featuring Marriage and Divorce. And one of the reasons why is because of Sung-hoon, who is in Uri the Virgin, kind of like Jane the Virgin, but now it's a Korean version. So Uri means together or us. So us the Virgin, but it's her name, Uri. And so Sung-hoon was in the first 2 seasons of Love featuring Marriage and Divorce. But him and several other of the actors and actresses dropped out of season 3. And I think that it got really campy and just really like almost comical in terms of the way that season 3 of that K-drama went. It was so over the top. It just took it to the next level of corny. There was some definite cringe moments. Like it was just, they were trying so hard to get like these random couples together. My Korean is not that good. Like that's another thing that I'm working on, which is studying Korean, reading, writing. My ability to speak is very heavily accented with an American accent because I was born and raised in the United States. But when I go to Korea, and I've been many times, my Korean is passable. Like I can go to restaurants, I can get around in cabs, although all the cab drivers, all the taxi drivers tell me that my Korean needs to be worked on. I need to get better at it. And one day, I don't know, it's been a goal of mine to, have an extended stay in Korea. COVID and all of the things that have happened in the last few years really has kind of put a halt to travel, but things are opening up again, so maybe that's a possibility. I'm not really sure, but I'm thinking, I used to go to Korean classes in Los Angeles at the Korean Cultural Center. I took so many classes, like they have it in sessions. I've taken many, many, many sessions. So like reading is okay. My spelling is no good. I just don't have the vocabulary, but recognizing words and just hearing conversation is fine, but my pronunciation is terrible. Like my pronunciation in French might be a little worse than my pronunciation in Korean. It's probably a lot worse. But I can't tell because I just don't speak anything in French. I don't know. But that's kind of the thing. It's kind of the thing. But I should probably, me too, I probably need to get going. So have a good night, everyone. Bye.